Join Kids Hat family.
Oh, Tia, everything is so pretty in this shop.
Yes, Tofu, it is. Oh, look, that chair is so beautiful.
Tia, look at that pencil. It's so gorgeous. Can I buy it, please?
But it's just an antique pencil. Are you sure you want to buy that?
Yes, Tia, I would love to have it.
All right, boy, we're buying that pencil for you. The magic pencil.
Who would have made this pencil? It looks so beautiful and unique.
It is precious, Tofu. I would suggest you either use it carefully or not use it at all. Keep it as a treasure.
I will keep that in mind, Tia. Good night.
Good night, Tofu. Sweet dreams.
This pencil is so pretty. Let's draw a leaf. Wow, it's so smooth to draw. It doesn't even take much efforts to use. I will show my drawing to Tia in the morning.
Morning, Tofu. Wake up.
Good morning, Tia. You know, last night I made a drawing using my new pencil. I will show it to you.
Really? Let me see.
I did draw a leaf yesterday. But what is this? Where is my drawing?
Well, are you sure you made a leaf or just kept it in the notebook? Looks like someone was really tired and sleepy yesterday, huh?
Oh no, Tia. I really made a leaf. I just can't find the page.
Alright, buddy. We will see your drawing later. Come for breakfast now.
Where is my drawing? Okay, let me make another one. Oh my God! I don't believe this. Is this a magic pencil? Let's draw an apple and check. Tia, this is a magic pencil. I drew an apple and a leaf and they both came to life.
Tofu, don't make me mad early in the morning. What are you even talking about?
Tell me to draw something. Come on.
Okay. Draw a cake.
You just saw that? It's a magic pencil. I told you.
Oh God, I really can't believe it. A magic pencil? But Tofu, you must not put it to use in a wrong way.
Yes, Tia, I will make sure of that.
I am so excited. Tofu, I have an idea. Instead of wasting the use of this magic pencil like that, why don't we share our treasure with the needy?
What do you mean, Tia?
Let's help the needy around us by drawing useful things and giving it to them. They would be so happy.
Yes, Tia, let's do this. Thank you. I always wanted a pretty dress.
Oh, my child, thank you for the food. My kids would be so happy today.
God bless you both. You are very kind.
Tia, I feel so happy seeing them smile. That's true happiness, Tofu. I'm glad you didn't misuse your powers. I think we must return it to the antique store now. I don't want us to be greedy. You are right, Tia. We must return it now. We help people, but now someone else should have it. Someone who is in need of the powers. Wow, Tofu. When did you grow up to be so smart? I think you taught me, Tia. Oh, come on. Let's grab an ice cream. Yay! An ice cream! Tia, Shan told such an interesting story, right? Yes, Tofu, the story was quite interesting and meaningful. I agree. And now it's your turn. Which story will you tell? Will it also have a message at the end? Exactly, Tofu. It's time for a ghost story with a hidden message. Dem Bones. Once upon a time, there was a Captain Kidd. He knew that he might get caught for having a stolen booty. So, to save himself, he traveled up the Jersey coast to find a place to hide his stolen booty. After searching for a while, he finally found the place near a grove of gnarled, wind-swept pines on Sandy Hook. One dark and scary night, the adventure galley slid silently into harbor at Sandy Hook. There were two hidden watchers who saw a crew of scurvy buccaneers armed with cutlasses and pistols. They were rowing multiple heavy chests into the shore. A tall and bold man came along with the crew who was wearing red whiskers and a cocked hat. The watchers immediately recognized that he was the leader, Captain Kidd. The captain, with all other pirates, disappeared into the grove of pines and came back to the adventure galley and sailed into the last vestiges of the dark night. Then what happened, Tia? What happened to the booty? The curious watchers kept the information secret and went down to the pine grove a few days later with lanterns and shovels. They could not find anything and they shared the tale with other good folks in the region in hope to find something. The news spread and every day somebody would go to the pine grove in search of something interesting. After a few decades, the pine grove dried up completely and nobody could find anything there. Does this mean the story has come to an end? Keep patience, Tofu. It's still going on. A few years back, there were some stunted trees, some wind-swept grass, and on certain dark nights, dem bones that were left in the pine grove. Dem bones are nothing but the skeletal remains of all the pirates that were with Captain Kidd. People say that they saw the dem bones come sailing up in the ship made of shadows. The ship moves silently up the coast at the dark of the moon and anchors near the shores of Sandy Hook. 2 or 3 boats are filled with scary glowing skeletons that are seen wearing cocked hats and tattered buccaneers' garb. They have belts full of pistols and long cutlasses. The biggest dem bones has a skeletal parrot sitting on his shoulder. Skeletons? Really? This is so scary. Then what happened? Actually, it is said that dem bones carry heavy trunks of treasure onto the shore and scatter them all around the place where the pine grove used to be. After this, all the skeletons have whiskey and light up fire on the sand. They sing and dance and make noise so loud that they can wake up the dead if they weren't already awake. Once the glowing skeletons are tired of all the partying, they lie down and discuss stories of all the treasures they have captured. Some of the skeletons take out jewelry and wear them, while some play with gold coins. When the night is the darkest and the sun is about to rise, the dim bones pack up their trunks and row back in the scary ship of shadow. Slowly, all the glowing skeletons disappear with the ship in the darkness. This was a great story, Tia. I've never heard this before. I identified the message that greed fails everyone. We should not be greedy at all and stay satisfied with all that we have. Tia, would you mind if I ask you a question? No, Tofu, I wouldn't mind you asking me a question. Tell me, what is it? It's my first day out with all my friends. Have you ever been on a day out before? Or is this the first time for you too? Oh yes, Tofu. I have been to quite a few day outs like these with friends from my previous locality. We used to have so much fun together. And you know what? We used to discuss ghosts also. This sounds so exciting, Tia. I would love to hear your ghost stories. Alright then, let me tell you one of the ghost story that my friend Tanya shared with us. The Moonlit Road. Once upon a time, in one of the residential areas of Blakesley, Arkansas, there existed a haunted house. On some days, people walking by this house could smell a strong, pleasant aroma of freshly baked bread. Pleasant smell? Tia, did you mean to say a pungent smell? No, Tofu, you heard it right. The aroma used to be mouth-watering. All residents used to talk about it very often and analyzed that the place would have been a bakery. But that's not all. On other days, they could also hear voices of a group of people laughing and partying. The residents often used to joke about it. Ah, I wish I was invited to their party. Ha 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 ha. A bakery. I am hungry already. Even I had a craving when I heard about it for the first time. Although there were no cases of ghosts harming anyone, yet people preferred to be at a distance. After all, there were ghosts there. No one ever stepped on the front porch of the house except on one fine day when a man moved into the town, gazed at this house and immediately bought this property. Since he didn't ask anyone about its history, he directly moved into the house with his family. Strange things started happening during the night, like the weird noises, the baking aroma from the cold kitchen, party music, and what not, Tofu? Oh my God! What happened next, Tia? The family was frightened. The man's wife told him that they can no longer live there. They had to move out. The man was so exasperated that he went straight to the mayor who had sold off this property to him. I am eager to know how the mayor responded. He should have told him about it earlier, right? Yes, Tofu, that's exactly what he asked the mayor. Why didn't you tell me that the house is haunted? How can anyone live there? I want my money back. I never lied to you. Just because the house is haunted doesn't mean you can't live there. Be friendly with the ghosts. That's the only way. It's been more than 3 decades since we've lived here, and the spirits had never harmed any of us. They are ghosts. It's obvious for them to do odd things, but believe me, they won't hurt you. The man looked convinced. He called his best friend and shared everything that happened with him in the last few days. His best friend agreed to visit him and look for a solution to his problem. I like his best friend. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Yes, my dear. Just when the two entered the house, they could smell the baking aroma. Oh, now it was time for his best friend to witness it himself. Yes, Tofu. What is this smell? Has your wife baked something for us? I wish. We have shifted to another rented house for a while. I can hear some music playing from that side. What is this happening? It's a ghosts party. Would you like to join them? I won't mind. Let's unfold this secret today. The two went inside and looked around the empty house. They sat down on the dining table, poured 2 glasses of drinks, and tried inspecting the area. Are you in touch with Maya, our classmate from school? No, I last saw her in school. Never got in touch ever after we cleared our board exams. The two friends went on talking and having fun together for more than 3 hours without realizing that they were supposed to inspect the house. Meanwhile, the man's wife started panicking, as it had been a long time that she didn't hear from her husband. Man's wife called up his best friend's wife, and they both decided to look for their husbands at the haunted house together. The two ladies reached the house and peeked from a window to look inside. To their amazement, they saw their husbands chilling at the dining table. Everything seemed fine, so the wives decided to go in and join their husbands. Gradually, the party turned massive as the neighbors started joining them. They came along with their guitars and other musical instruments. The two ladies cooked delicious food for everyone. People had a great time. The house was lively again. From this day, the weird noises, the baking aroma, everything vanished. There were no more such incidents. The man shifted back to the house with his family as it wasn't haunted anymore, and they often organized parties at their place. All residents lived happily ever after. This was such an adorable tale, Tia. This story taught me 2 things. First, how can we change our mysteries into an opportunity with a positive mindset? And second, ghosts are not always scary, huh? Yes, my dear Tofu. I am happy you liked the story. Let's join our friends back now. They all must be waiting for us.
These cookies are so yum. I can eat them forever.
Tofu, have you ever imagined what if these cookies become alive?
Alive?
This reminds me of a story. The Gingerbread Man. Long ago, there lived an old couple. One day, the old woman cooked a gingerbread cookie in the shape of a man. As soon as the gingerbread man was cooked, he jumped out of the tin and ran out of the open window, shouting, "Don't eat me!" He ran away as fast as he could. The old couple tried to chase the gingerbread man, but he was too fast for them. Soon, a hungry pig saw the gingerbread man and said,
I would like to eat you.
He too joined the chase. The gingerbread man was too fast and said, "You can't catch me. I am the gingerbread man." A little further, a hungry cow saw the gingerbread man and said,
Stop! I would like to eat you.
She too joined the chase. "You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man." Next, he met a horse. The horse too joined the chase. Finally, the gingerbread man came to a river and stopped, as the river could make him soggy. A clever fox came by and wanted to eat him up. But he pretended to be nice and offered help to the gingerbread man. He asked the gingerbread man to climb on his head so that he could take him across the river. The gingerbread man was so scared of water that he agreed. As soon as they reached the other side, the fox tossed up the gingerbread man in the air. He opened his mouth and ate him up. That was the end of the gingerbread man.
I don't want my cookies alive and get eaten by a wolf.
Ha 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 ha! Enjoy your cookies, Tofu.
Tia, aren't you going to your friend's party?
No, Tofu. Mummy has asked me to stay home with you tonight because she and Papa will be returning home late.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Tia. Because of me, you can't go to your party.
It's okay, Tofu. Sometimes we have to sacrifice things for the ones we love. Just like the Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid. Is it a story? Tell me, Tia, please.
The Little Mermaid. Once upon a time, there was a sea kingdom at the bottom of the sea. The king of the seas had 6 beautiful daughters who were mermaids. They were all very beautiful, but the youngest of them was the prettiest of them all. She had a gentle face, big round eyes, and a voice sweeter than anyone else's in the world. When the little mermaid turned 15 years old, her grandmother called her to her room.
Come, my darling. Today you have turned 15. And from now onwards, you can go to the world above. Just remember, the people above are very different from us. They do not have a beautiful fish tail like us. Instead, they had 2 legs.
Thank you, Grandmother. I have waited for this day for so long. When I return, I will tell you about everything I see above.
That night, the little mermaid went to the surface of the water. The sight of the stars and the cool breeze that touched her face took her breath away. She was just getting used to the feeling when she saw a big ship cross in front of her. Aboard it were many men, and they were celebrating the birthday of the young prince who had just turned 16. The little mermaid was mesmerized with the handsome looks of the prince. She couldn't take her eyes off him as the ship sailed past her. She was so lost in him that she did not notice the storm build up in the sky and the sea begin to rage. The ship had only sailed a little further when the storm shook it up. The sailors tried to stir it to safety, but many men, including the prince, fell into the sea. The little mermaid rushed to him and saved him from drowning. She took him ashore.
Don't worry, you are safe. Open your eyes.
But the prince lay unconscious. The mermaid decided to get help. When she couldn't get any, she came back to where the prince was. She saw him surrounded by many people. A beautiful princess was kneeling by him as others worked to awaken him. The prince opened his eyes, and the little mermaid was relieved that her prince will be saved now.
You saved my life. Thank you.
The prince knew nothing about the little mermaid. He didn't even know that it was she who had actually saved his life. This broke the mermaid's heart. She went back to her father's home. She told her sisters and grandmother what had happened.
Forget him, child. Humans and we are very different. To be with him forever, you will have to get him to love you more than anything else he loves in the world, even more than his own parents. How will that ever happen? Think about it.
But the little mermaid could not forget the handsome prince. Every night she visited the spot where she had laid him after saving his life. One day, she decided to visit the witch in her father's kingdom. Maybe she knew a way that the mermaid could be with the prince.
Yes, there is a way. I can send you to the land above the sea. You will lose your fishtail and have legs. If by the second sunset you can get the prince to love you more than he loves his parents, then you can be with him forever. Otherwise, you will die and become foam in the sea. But in return, you must give me your voice.
But without my voice, how will I make the prince fall in love with me?
You still have your pretty face and eyes. You will also be the most beautiful dancer anyone has ever seen. Now go.
In a flash, the mermaid found herself on the land. Her fishtail turned into human legs. It caused her pain, but she could not even scream because the witch had taken her voice away. Somehow, the mermaid made her way to the prince's castle. There was a big celebration going on there, but the guards would not let the mermaid enter because they didn't know who she was, and she couldn't answer them when they asked her about it. So she was not allowed to enter. Somewhere in the castle, music started playing. Remembering what the witch had said about dancing, Little Mermaid started dancing.
Oh, I've never seen anyone dance so beautifully. Maybe she has come to dance for the royal family in the celebrations. Oh, she is a dancer. Let me take her to the court.
Once the mermaid reached the royal court, she saw that the celebration was for the wedding of the prince. Little Mermaid was heartbroken. She thought the only way of meeting the prince now would be to dance and draw his attention towards her. And so she performed a beautiful dance for the royal family. When the prince saw her, he came up to her.
Hello, young lady. I have seen you in my dreams. Who are you?
In his heart, the prince hoped that she would be the one who had saved him from drowning. He longed to hear the voice that had saved him when he was dying. But no sound came out when the little mermaid tried to reply.
Forgive me. I think I'm confused between you and someone else. But please do join us.
The prince led her to the ship on which the wedding was going to take place. Many people spoke to her, but she could not answer anyone. The princess was especially kind to her and took special care of her. I know you saved the prince that day. Thank you. Because of you, I have found the love of my life. Please always stay with us. The little mermaid saw that the princess and the prince loved each other and were very happy together.
she decided not to pursue the prince anymore. He belonged to another woman. Although her heart ached to let him go, she happily attended the wedding and all the celebrations that went on throughout the next day. Soon it was evening. The second sunset was about to happen. The little mermaid knew she would die and become foam on the sea. As she stood there, looking at the prince and his princess, she heard some voices behind her. She turned around to see. Her sisters were there in the water. But all of them had very short hair now, instead of the long flowing locks they used to have earlier.
Sisters, what are you doing here?
We have come to save you. We went to the witch. In exchange of our hair, she gave us this knife. If you stab the prince through his heart before sunset, you can be saved. Handing the knife to the youngest sister, all the other sisters vanished under the water once again. The little mermaid stood there holding the knife to her heart. She looked at the newlyweds once again. She knew what she had to do. At the sunset, she tossed the knife into the sea.
Goodbye, my love.
And so, for the happiness of her beloved prince, the little mermaid sacrificed her own life and joined the sea as foam.
Tia, this is such a beautiful story. It shows how much the little mermaid loved the prince. Thank you for not going to the party and staying with me.
That's because I love you, my little brother.
I love you too, my darling sister Tia. For your favorite rhymes, stories, and more, join Kids Heart family. Subscribe here.